Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to change your outer tie rod ends on your 2011, 2010 GMC Terrain Chevy Equinox. First thing you're going to want to do is lift the vehicle up and get the wheel off. Now, this is the outer tie rod end if you don't know, and these joints like to go bad. This is the inner tie rod end, and it's threaded into the outer tie rod end. Right now you can see I'm actually just installing a 21mm wrench onto this jam nut. And the nut is supposed to be able to thread up and down the inner tie rod end. And as it sounds, it jams into the outer tie rod end to lock them together. There's a lot of rust built up on these threads. We're gonna have to clean them so that this nut can freely move up and down. But right now, all I wanna do is just loosen the nut and basically break the bond between the inner and outer tie rod end. So all we gotta do is just stick this thing on here. We made sure to leave this thing out for a couple years just so it got really rotten so you could see worst case scenario. Let me get this centered on here. Okay. And that's all I want to do. So you can see, I don't know if you've seen, but the boot should stay kind of stationary while the tie rod end spins. It shouldn't be binding up the boot. And if it is, you're going to want to undo that clamp that's up there. And a lot of times that boot will get rusted to the inner tie rod end. So maybe just take a small flathead screwdriver and work it around, spray some lube in there. Make sure that it can spin. So now that this is loose, we're going to take this 18mm nut off of here and we'll get the tie rod end out of the knuckle. Okay, we got that off. Now we need to shock the knuckle to get the tie rod end to let go. The tie rod end stud is tapered, and when you tighten them down, they get jammed into the taper of the knuckle. So I'm just gonna hit this a couple times with this hammer. And that should free up like that. You can try to hit the bottom of it, but a lot of times it'll just mushroom this out. And if it gets too bad, it won't be able to go through the hole and you'll have to cut that off. But anyways, now that we've got this out, we're just going to unthread it. We're gonna compare it to our new tie rod end. So we're installing this new outer tie rod end from Mevotech. This is their TTX lineup. And this is like a change it once and never have to change it again kind of part. As you can see, they build an oversized joint inside of there, so it's like super beefy, really overkill. And it's a greasable joint too, so it is serviceable, unlike the factory one that's sealed and then they dry out and go bad. The seal that they have on here, it's extra thick, durable. I'm not exactly sure the rubber compound, but they have multi-sealing surfaces on here, so it really seals against the knuckle. That's going to keep the moisture out and the grease in. Also too, it's nice, they have it's cut out like a hexagon, so we got 6 sides on there. But yeah, we just compare them, make sure that the units are the same length, which this one is. It's pretty much bang on. And then what we can do now, ideally we want to free up this nut and then clean the remaining threads that are on there so that this nut can spin up and down the length of the inner tie rod. And the reason you want to do that is so when you send this thing to go get an alignment, which you have to do when you change these out, the guy that's aligning it can just easily undo the jam nut and set it to wherever it needs to be to set the alignment, and it's all good. If you leave this where it is, which you can if you want, the guy that goes to do the alignment might charge you extra for having to free that up in order to move the jam nut. As you can see, the jam nut's completely seized onto the inner tie rod end right now, so it's not adjustable. But that's how you adjust it, is you would thread the inner tie rod into the outer tie rod, and then you could spin the inner tie rod and basically either wind it in or out, and then you just tighten down the jam nut so that it locks on to keep them locked together. So what we're going to do now is we're going to induce a little bit of heat into this nut, and then we're going to take it off and we're actually just going to clean all the threads. Before we take the nut off, we're going to take a quick measurement from the face of the nut to the end of the inner tie rod, and you can see it's 30.95. So we're going to lock that in, and now we know exactly where to put the jam nut back to and tighten it down when we put the new outer tie rod end on. And that's going to get us pretty close to where it was before, and then you'll be able to drive it to your appointment to get the alignment done. As we're using the hot rod induction heater, so this thing just basically wirelessly creates a magnetic field to induce eddy currents into our ferrous metal, which happens to be the jam nut, and it's going to heat it up. We just want to put some heat into it. It's really going to help this break free. You can see I've got vice grips on the inner tie rod end to hold it steady. Then I'm going to slip a socket with my impact gun over the end, and that'll help us get this thing off. Okay, we're going to take the nut completely off, and then I'm going to run a dye over that, and we're going to clean the rest of this up. All right, I just put some cutting fluid on there. And the thread pitch for these are going to be at M14 by 1.5. So if you want, I know most of you guys at home aren't going to have a dye to do this. No big deal. You can use a wire wheel and just try to clean it up the best that you can. The name of the game is to just be able to thread that nut on probably at least a ½ an inch to an inch further to where it was. And it's just really going to, like I say, it's going to help the guy that's doing the alignment, because if the thing seized on there, he's not going to be able to move it, and then they're probably going to bill you like ½ an hour more. All right, cleaned up those threads nicely. I'm going to spray it down with some oil. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll wash it off with some brake cleaner, then I'm going to hit it with some anti-seize. If you do buy the TTX outer tie rod end, they include a jam nut with it. However, they put green Loctite on the inside of it, which is going to make it real hard to thread that thing on all the way. And then it's going to be tough for the guy that's actually going to go align it, because the nut's just not going to want to move. So I'm actually just running a tap through this to clean it out, because I don't want that green Loctite on there. Okay, if you don't have a replacement nut with your outer tie rod ends, no big deal. Just clean up the original one that you took off. But you can see here, this spinning on here really nice. That's how it's supposed to be. And now we've got to set this right about there. Okay, we're going to take the new castle nut that was supplied in the kit, hand start that, and then we're going to run it down. We're going to torque it to 44 foot-pounds. Okay, it's a 19 mil now. Okay, we've torqued it to 44. Now we're just taking a look. You can see that the hole in the stud does not line up with the castellations. So we're going to continue to tighten it just until the hole lines up. You can see I'm almost there, and I just got to do a smidge more. And that's pretty much bang on. Now we can install our cotter pin. Okay, you're going to take your cotter pin and you're going to slide the hook part across that groove that's cut out until it locks into place. Make sure that it does not want to come back out, and that's it. You're pretty much set. Before we're done here, we do need to tighten down this jam nut though. Give it a good firm tighten there, and that's pretty much it. Like I say, you 100% have to get an alignment done after this. If you don't, then you face the consequences of tires wearing out prematurely or just uneven wear. Also the vehicle, you might have the steering wheel off center a little bit, and it might not handle or drive the way that it's supposed to. I think that's pretty much it. The last thing you got to do is put the wheel back on. Now the wheel nuts on this get torqued to 140 foot-pounds. You're going to tighten those down in a 5-star pattern. Do 2 passes of that just to ensure everything's snug down even. And then after 60 miles or 100 kilometers of driving, you should always re-torque the wheel nuts just to be sure that everything's good to go. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best that I can. Give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And don't forget to subscribe. It helps us out more than you know. We're trying to get to 100,000 subs before the end of the year, so click that sub button. If you want to take a look at any of the TTX parts for this vehicle, you can go to MevotechParts.com. And I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to, I forget what I was going to say.